to my channel. I'm Anne and today I'm going to be bringing you the mid-year book freakout tag. Yes, I am freaking out because we are already halfway through the year. I don't know where this year has gone, but I'm very excited to talk about all of these books with you. So, the mid-year book freakout tag was created by someone many years ago. I'll link them down below if I can find the original creator of the mid-year book freakout tag. So this is basically just kind of giving us a rundown of everything that I've read this year, including like the best book, the worst book, that kind of thing, and kind of setting things straight for the new year. The first question is the best book that you've read this year. And I've read some amazing books this year. I've given so many books 5 stars, but the one that has been living in my mind rent free and that I constantly think about and that I want to reread immediately is A Wolf in the Garden by Allegra Hall. So this is, Allegra Hall is an NZ indie author and I met her at Ages of Pages, but I did pick this up on audio before Ages of Pages because I wanted to see if I enjoyed these books by Allegra. And I immediately fell in love with this. So this is about our main character, Ellie. So in this world, there was a thing called the Unraveling. And basically this glamour disappeared from Earth. And all of these paranormal creatures have come out of the woodworks. People who didn't know that they were paranormal creatures have now been realized as paranormal creatures because of this unveiling. So we're following our main character, Ellie, and she wakes up one morning with these elf ears. And she is kind of hidden it away. She hides it with her hair, all this kind of thing. She is also a gardener slash landscaper and she loves gardening and landscaping. And she gets told about this really rich American guy who's come about a winery and that she would be the perfect person to landscape his property and make it look really pretty. Turns out that it is her ex-boyfriend Van from many years ago, and they had a terrible breakup. So this is a second chance romance, friends to lovers sort of dynamic, and I really loved it. I love everything about this. Ellie is a Maori, so she uses te reo the whole way through the story, and I just loved the Maori representation in here. There's a certain scene that makes me cry every single time that I read it. It is the Punamu scene, and if you know, you know. And I cannot wait to just reread this book and annotate the crap out of it. This is a signed copy and dedicated to me, which is amazing. And I'm so happy that I actually got to meet Allegra and actually get a photo with her. But yeah, I am absolutely obsessed. Oh, and Van is a werewolf, so we get all of those werewolf tropes like knotting and possessiveness and all that kind of thing, and mates. So I'm yeah, this is definitely my favorite book of the year so far. Best sequel. I've read quite a few sequels this year that I'm very proud of, but I think one of the best ones that I've read so far is King of Pride by Anna Huang. I read King of Wrath last year and I really enjoyed it, and I was putting off, I don't read contemporary romance a lot, so I was kind of putting this off, and I'm so happy that I actually picked this up for a book battle episode. I will link it up above if you want to check it out. But I love this. So in this one, this is following Kai, who is Dante's friend in book 1, and then Isabella, who is also Vivian's best friend in book 1. We see them meet in book 1 and we see that they have this weird tension, and then we're following them in this story where Kai is under a lot of stress at the moment because there's going to be a big CEO vote and he is possibly going to be becoming the youngest CEO of his family's business. And then we're following Isabella, who is a bartender working at the Valhalla Club where Kai always goes to de-stress, and we kind of watch them have this forbidden romance, and it's just so good and I really loved it, as you can tell from the tabs. But I had the absolute best time. It was fun and quirky and hilarious and so full of passion, and the smut was great, and just the discussions in here were also really great. Another sequel that I loved was Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is Hamish's story and it was released this year, so I definitely had to pick it up, and this one was also amazing, seeing all the little breadcrumbs of why things happened in the original trilogy, and also little references to the Ballad and the Songbirds Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and all those sort of things. I just really, really loved it. It was definitely powerful, emotional, and relates to a lot of what's happening at the moment, which is very, very scary. But then another one that I absolutely adored was A Crown That's Cold and Heavy by Stacia Stark. This is book 3 in the Kingdom of Lies series, and has to be one of the best sequels. I cried so many times reading this book. It was absolutely insane. But if you don't know what the Kingdom of Lies series is, this is a fantasy romance series where we're following a main character, Priska. And in this world, when you turn the age of 25, you get your magic given back, because when you were born, your magic gets taken away to kind of help keep the gods happy. And Priska turns out that she still has magic. So if she gets found out that she still has magic before her magic has been given back at the age of 25, she's going to be put to death alongside her whole family. So she has to go on the run, and she comes across these mercenaries who then have to help her get away. And book 3 is just... I give every one of these books 5 stars. This is one of my absolute favorite series of all time. I'm obsessed with it. I cried 3 times in 70 pages, in the first 70 pages of this book. It is rough, it is emotional, there's so much love, there's so much humor, there is just so much in here, and I just love it so freaking much, and I cannot explain how much I love this series to you all. And if you haven't picked it up, you definitely need to pick it up. The next question is a new release you haven't read yet but still want to, and that is going to be Caught Up by Nafisa Allen. This is book 2 in the Into Darkness series. In book 1, we're following Josh and Ali, and it's a dark historical romance with a lot of banter, a lot of humor, and just great vibes. I loved it so much, and I'm so excited to read Caught Up. We're following Junior, who is Ali's cousin, and it's a second chance romance with someone that he has also been obsessed with, and he kind of stalks her too, and kind of takes care of all of the things that is going wrong in her life, but she doesn't know that he is doing it. And I'm very, very excited to read it, and I cannot wait to get to it. The next one is most anticipated release for the second half of 2025. I've got 2 main ones that I'm very, very excited about. The first one is The Shadow Weaver by Ivy Cliffwater. This is a dark fantasy romance where we're following a blacksmith female main character, and she has 2 love interests. That's all I know, and I'm very, very excited about it. It's coming towards the end of this year, and I cannot wait. I am so freaking excited for it. I am on Ivy's street team, and I just cannot wait to read this one. I'm so excited. And the other one is The Wrath of the Dragons by Olivia Rose Darling. This is the sequel to Fear the Flames, which I read last year and absolutely loved in my dragon reading vlog. So I'll link that up above as well if you want to check it out. But this is the sequel, and I cannot wait. Fear the Flames is one of my favorite books of last year, and I've been eagerly anticipating this sequel for so long. So in this one, we're following our main character who, when she was born, there was a prophecy that said if these 5 dragons hatch from these eggs that shouldn't have hatched, the person who has hatched them will bring the end of days to her father's kingdom. So her father locks her away, takes her dragons away, because they end up hatching, and she is the one who hatches them, and she ends up escaping. Many years later, she has come to terms with that she needs to get her dragons back, and she needs to work with her father's worst enemy to take back her dragons and defeat him once and for all. So we're watching this reluctant allies to lovers scenario. He absolutely falls first. He is completely obsessed with her, and I just cannot wait to read more, because the ending of Fear the Flames was top tier. So yeah, I think those are the ones that I'm most anticipating, and I cannot wait, and hopefully I can get my grabby little hands on them. So yeah. The next question is the biggest disappointment, and unfortunately I just read this one. This is We Used to Live Here. I can't remember the name of the author, but this is a cosmic thriller / horror. And I wasn't really sure what I was expecting when I was going into this one, but I'd heard amazing, amazing things about it. So basically, the opening premise is that this family turns up at this lady's door, and as is basically like, hey, I used to live here, could I show my family around? And she is very wary about this. She has this gut feeling that something's going to go wrong. And I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but I didn't expect where it went, and I just didn't really want to be reading it. I listened to it on audio and I needed to return it, so I just kind of flew through it, and I just didn't love it. I thought it was going to be shocking and twisty and turny, and it just wasn't. It went in this weird cosmic supernatural direction that I wasn't expecting, and yeah, I just felt very disappointed with it, and I wish it had some more twisty turny aspects to the story, but it didn't happen. The next question is biggest surprise, and the biggest surprise for me this year was Rhodey by Cleo Brown. I wanted to meet Cleo Brown at Ages of Pages, and I wanted to pick up her series because it was very, very interesting to me. So right before I ended up going to Ages of Pages, I just picked this up one night while we were on holiday on Kindle Unlimited, and I absolutely devoured this book. I read it in a day. I loved it so freaking much. So in this one, we're following Tuesday, and she is a genius, and she has a thirst for justice. So, and she has been following this person, and he is kind of scoping out the Devil Rose Motorcycling Club. And these guys catch Tuesday, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing?" And she is a neurospicy baddie who uses medieval torture techniques to get the answers that she needs alongside her grandfather. And it's just the best time. If you loved Lights Out and Butcher and Blackbird, I think you'll definitely love this. Cleo Brown is an NZ Indie author, and she deserves all of the love. And this is a signed copy as well. This caught me by surprise because I just wasn't expecting how much love I would have for this and how hilarious it was. I was cracking up. I was just absolutely cracking up reading this, and I cannot wait to actually go through and annotate the heck out of this because it's going to be so freaking fun. But yeah, I just, it's just the best. Yeah, she's neurospicy. Her three brothers just kind of follow her around and clean up her messes, and I love how Rhodey is immediately intrigued by her and also is like, who is she and what the hell is happening right now? But he's also very understanding and kind of takes a lot of time with her, and kind of they really grow that relationship, and I just love it so much. And yeah, it definitely surprised me. The next question is new favorite author, and I have to say that Stacia Stark is now absolutely my new favorite author because I have binge read her Kingdom of Lies series, books 1 to 4, and I also have picked up This Vicious Dream by her. Read that, gave it 5 stars. So that's 5 books in total that I've given 5 stars to. So she is immediately a 5-star author for me, a new favorite author. The basis on that is I generally will have to give 3 books 5 stars from an author before I categorize them as a favorite author. But Stacia Stark can do no wrong in my eyes. I've got her next book on my Kindle ready to go because it is coming out in January, and I'm very excited about it. It's definitely a different turn from the Kingdom of Lies series, but I'm very intrigued and excited to see where we go with this one. And I'll definitely be going to her backlist as well and reading those. Newest fictional crush, and I would definitely have to say Lorien from the Kingdom of Lies series because he is the epitome of a book boyfriend. He is protective, loving, broody, dark. The banter between them is absolutely stunning, and I would just love this man. I would crawl for this man. So Lorien would definitely be my new fictional crush. And my newest favorite character, well, I could tell you that literally any of the characters in here are one of my newest favorite characters, but my newest favorite character that I've recently just read is Theo from Sadist by C.C. Davy or Chaos Davy. Theo is a hired killer. She is a baddie. She is a sadist. She loves inflicting pain, but she also loves bringing pleasure to her victims, and I just love her. She is the epitome of a badass, and she makes me feral. And also second guessing all of my sexual choices, and I'm having a gay panic because Theo is amazing and I want one for myself. Please and thank you. A book that made me cry. There has been quite a few books that have made me cry. Sunrise on the Reaping, A Crown That's Cold and Heavy, A Queen That's Fierce and Deadly. We have When Fear Danced with Courage. I haven't talked about that. So When Fear Danced with Courage by Zoe J. Breyer. This is another NZ indie author. And in this one, we're following Amelia and Sirius, and we're watching them as they have this sort of enemies to lovers sort of dynamic. Sirius is trying to help Amelia to return home, and he has been told that he is not allowed upon any circumstances to have sex with Amelia, and shit happens. I love this story so much. There's so much healing, there's so much growth. This is definitely a series of interconnected standalones. We have book one, When Death Called Life Home. This is about Askian and Alora, and Askian and Alora are kind of saw in here. But yeah, it's interconnected standalones in the same world, and it's just so good. There's so much healing, there's so much growth, there is so much pain and trauma that is discussed in here. And if you haven't read it, I definitely suggest reading this series, starting with When Death Called Life Home. This one also made me cry, but it wasn't this year. What else? All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Cowles. I just read this on a recommendation from some of my friends, Brie and Clara May Lee, and I love this. So in this one, we're following a character who has lost a sister, and she is now a podcast, and she is investigating the loss of her sister and kind of trying to find out if this certain case that she's going to the small town with is connected to her missing sister. And she then meets a grumpy sheriff of town who doesn't want her involved because she is going to be annoying people and bringing up a lot of trauma that no one wants to discuss in this world. And it's just amazing. It made me cry at the end because it was so beautiful and sad, but it also had brought a lot of healing of trauma that a lot of people have dealt with in this book, and it was just so good. I was standing at work with just tears streaming down my face. Another book that made me cry was A Wolf in the Garden, like I'd already discussed. There's a certain scene in here involving the Punamu that made me cry and tear up. It was absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I cannot recommend any of these books enough. And the last question is a book that made you happy. And to be fair, all the books that I read make me happy. All the books that I give 5 stars make me happy. One that made me so happy was A Wolf in the Garden. The ending of A Queen That's Fierce and Deadly, after all of the trauma that is inflicted in here. King of Pride made me really happy. His Solstice Angel made me really happy by Shay Torrell. This is book 2.5 in the Court series, where we're following Zachariah and Samantha and their relationship when Zachariah hires Samantha to be a receptionist, and he realizes that she is his better half and that they are meant to be together. There's a lot of healing and trauma in here, healing of trauma in here as well. It's a lot darker than I expected going in, but it made me so happy because of the healing in here and the love that these characters had for one another. And yeah, there's like literally all of the books that I read and give a high rating make me happy. Rhodey made me ecstatic. It was so good. I loved it. It made me laugh so much, and I cannot. like, just I opened it and one of the scenes. If you don't have a car, how the hell did you get here then? She heaved something out of the bush and my eyes almost bug out of my head. A fucking scooter? You came to the compound on a fucking scooter? This woman is going to give me a heart attack. I'm not sure why, but since I met her, all my instincts want me to protect her. I know that's terribly chauvinistic of me, especially when I saw her torture and kill a man, but sue me. Yeah, isn't she a real beauty? Full electric, can go up to 25 miles per hour. She's a dream ride. I even got special decals made for her, made her real custom. She wiggles her eyebrows at me and I'm lost. I have absolutely no words. It's just 47 pages in and I'm just grinning from ear to ear with that. So any of the books that I've actually talked about in this video have made me happy, and I definitely recommend every single one of them for you. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, comment down below your answers to any of these questions, especially what your favorite book of the year has been so far, and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Bye.